And so for the federal government to tell us that, well, this is for a good cause, maybe, that still doesn't make it their right. That's our right as a people to decide where we want the money to go, how we want our society to evolve. And it's all spelled out in here. So we do need to go back to this. And I think every law that is passed from Congress does need to pass the Constitution test. Where in the Constitution does it say we can do this particular law or this proposed bill? And you should have to state that on there. And if you cannot, that falls outside of the power of the federal government. And that comes back to the states and comes back to us as the people. So if we can get back to this, I think that'll solve a lot of the issues that we are currently dealing with. Thank you.
Question was, what experience and education do you have when it pertains to the United States Constitution? 20 years. 20 years of my life I've spent studying, teaching, and defending the United States Constitution. I did it way back before it was politically advantageous to talk about the Constitution. I did it back when I had to convince a room full of 13-year-olds that they needed this knowledge, to get through life. And I did it again to rooms full of 17 and 18-year-olds. And I do it even at my home. I still read the Constitution. My bookshelf is filled with books that have the Constitution, the Articles of Confederation, the Declaration of Independence, the Federalist Papers, and other various writings from every founding father that this great nation provided us. And you take what they wrote to heart. Federalist 62 is an example. In a nutshell, it says, beware of a government that over-legislates. It is the sign of corruption. Those men knew exactly the road we would head down if we stopped following this document. They knew it, they put the safeguards in there for it. And an enumerated powers bill is exactly what we need in Washington. Congress needs to list where their power is in the Constitution, and I'm not voting for any bill where it does not indicate to me where the power in the Constitution resides to give authority to Congress to pass that law. Because what it boils down to is Congress doesn't want to follow the rules when they make the rules that you all have to follow. And we know this because the 16th Amendment's in here. It doesn't pertain to our Secretary of Treasury. Doesn't pertain to Congressman Rangel, who hides $500,000 in a bank account, doesn't pay taxes on it. And President Obama was not a constitutional attorney, he was a professor of constitutional law. And as the only one on the panel who's been in a constitutional law class, they don't know the document at all. They don't know it. It is violated every day. It's full of nothing but misinterpretation. Thank you.
The Constitution of the United States of America means what it says. It's very simple. And yet I'm so tired of watching Washington politicians in our courts attempt to take erasers to part of it, or attempt to find new places of writing new things between the lines. I will not vote in Washington for anything that does violence to the Constitution like we've done so many times. But you know what? We have a system of 3 equal branches of government. There's the legislative, the judicial, and the executive. If the judicial is out of its authority, and we know it is, legislating from the bench, and if agencies of the executive branch are passing laws to rulemaking, this type of thing, they are outside of their authority. To me, that says the legislative branch has abdicated its authority. And I'm going back to Congress to right that. Because I'll give you a couple of clear examples, ladies and gentlemen, that strike at my very soul. How in the world, in the 14th Amendment of this document, did we in 1972 and 73 allow the courts to have a constitutional right to kill the unborn children all the way through the very 9th month of pregnancy? That did violence to the Constitution, and I'm dedicating my life to righting that wrong. In addition, another violent act that was done to the First Amendment